Hello and welcome to the Hype Educator. I am Nakia Hopkins-Sullivan, your Hype Educator. And I apologize. I have not done a video in so long. What's wrong with me? Well, your girl has been up to doing something kind of special, and it has gotten me very busy. I was so busy that I could not do any content, but it's okay because I'm back. It's summertime. We get time to do videos, right? And I am really excited, so you all stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe, all of that good stuff, because we have some great shows coming up. A matter of fact, I have some administrators that's going to be coming in doing some lives with us. We have some teachers, veteran teachers who have retired, who's going to come and give some inspiration, some advice, all of their knowledge. We're going to be doing some things on here. So I'm going to be doing more lives. I'm terrified of lives, guys. I am so terrified of lives. I will admit that, okay? I like to do a little thing called edit, but it's okay. I'm going to see if I can make it through this entire video without having to do an edit. Let's see. All right, but what are we going to talk about? It's summertime. Why am I coming to you with anything school-related during the summertime? We're on break. Well, at least some of us are on break. Your girl is teaching summer school and working on a special project right now, but it is still a break compared to what the regular school year is like. But guess what we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about what you should be doing as a student, or what every parent should be doing with their child to make sure and ensure there is no learning loss during the summer. The last thing we want is all that hard work that has been going on during the school year. Then your baby gets back into that classroom and they're acting like they can't remember some things. It happens when they're not doing anything for 2 months, okay? We know a spring break, a winter break can happen, and our babies will come back and we have to do a whole bunch of reviews just to make sure they don't, they're not forgetting what we've taught them before the break. So parents, let's go ahead and talk about some things. Teachers, tutors, let's talk about some things. And if you're a student watching this, I want you to apply these skills as well, okay? It's very easy. It's simple things that won't make it feel like you are in school. All right, so one of the things, let me give a shout out to this parent that I saw when I was in the grocery store. I saw this parent walking with her child, and her child had a list. Her child had the grocery list, and she was telling her, this baby was probably about 7, 8 years old, but the baby was reading the list and needed to find the items. So now we're reading, okay? We're doing problem solving, and she's walking around. She said, okay, baby, what does the list say? The baby said, we need bread, and we need peanut butter. And I was watching, like I was kind of looking like a little educational stalker. I was watching them. And the girl was just walking and she was reading her list. And I saw her sounding out some of the words. And her mom said, no, that's not the peanut butter I wrote down on the list. What type of peanut butter did I say? Jif Crunchy. I mean, and the baby read that, Jif Crunchy. I was like, ooh, as an ELA teacher, I'm over there like this. That was great. You had this baby literally in the grocery store, and she was feeling herself. She was happy. She felt like she was doing a little big girl move, right? But she was still in the process of learning with real world applications. Use those real world applications. It works every time because kids need to see how they need to apply what they have learned to the real world. Here's another thing. So while now this baby was doing this, I started thinking in my head, whoa, I hope mom knows that she can actually apply math skills as well. And she may have already planned that. But why don't you tell your babies, give them a budget, okay? We are going to spend $50 or whatever it is. Tell them some of the things that they may need. Let them sit down and try to figure out how they're going to make it happen with that budget. They need to add, they need to subtract so that they can plan out what's for dinner. Maybe you can go to the app. So say, for instance, you're going to use Kroger or Publix, whatever grocery store. Go to the app and maybe they can start to look at how much bread is, how much the peanut butter is, which one is on sale, which one should we get, and they need to budget, okay? They're adding, they're subtracting, they're problem solving so that they can get these math skills in, friends, okay? That's easy. It's very easy. Here's another thing you can do. Cooking. You can use cooking for reading. You can use cooking for math skills. Let the babies measure out. Now, I'm a real cook, so I don't really measure like that. You know, I eyeball things. But for real, have them do things maybe like making brownie mix. So you do know you have to use the specific measurement for that. Let them do that, okay? Let them measure out. Something I have done, guilty, this is what I have done. I would purposely leave out the measuring cup that I know that my kids would need so that they would have to convert the measurements. They needed to problem solve and figure that out, okay? Do those things. Okay, hold on. I wrote some notes. They're over here on the side, so let me write this down. Okay, here we go. Set aside 30 to 60 minutes every day to read. This is something we should be doing during the regular school year anyway, but we do know that sometimes with all the homework and all the different things going on, that sometimes we don't get to it. Well, this summer, do it, okay? Make it a fun activity where even you sit down with the child. You're included. It's 30 to 60 minutes. For one, that's your quiet time. Enjoy that. Now, make sure it's not phone time. We're not using our phones, but we are going to actually read for 30 to 60 minutes. And then ask your kids about what they read. Make it interesting. You get all into their story like, what? Wait a minute. What happened? Oh, let's infer. Use some of that academic knowledge. Let's infer. What do you think is about to happen now? What is the inference, you know? You can even ask them about things like, well, who did that? Who were the characters? What were the characters feeling? Because now the kids need to start thinking about the characters' feelings. What do you think the characters even saw? What were they thinking? Ask them all of those questions. What do you think is about to happen? That's what you should do. Okay, let me go back to my notes. Another thing you can do. Oh, here we go. Now, you all know I love tech, okay? You'll need to incorporate some learning apps because the kids love technology anyway. So some of the technology they should be doing are some of the learning apps. You can use Khan Academy for Kids, Prodigy Math. I love Epic. Go to Epic. Now, if you're going to actually use anything online, use Epic to read a book. I love using Epic. And that's great for you also as a parent because you can track how many books they have been reading. You know what page they're on. You can even choose books that have questions at the end so that you can kind of test them in their comprehension. Another thing, ABC Mouse. You can use that. And just use any of those educational apps to keep their learning going. Another one I like is, what is it called? Is it Duolingo? Duolingo is great because that is a way for your kids to learn another language. My daughter did that last summer and she made that like a thing. She was so excited because she's like, oh, mommy, I'm learning Spanish. So use Duolingo and you could choose, I can't remember how many different languages they have, but you can use Duolingo and your kids can learn another language. If you have any middle school babies, this is great for them as well because they have to take a second language in middle and high school. They can go ahead and get a head start. And this way they're prepped and they're ready. So try Duolingo. I really like that app. Okay, now let's talk about writing. Have them do a summer journal. So the summer journal could be where you encourage your kids to write about their summer adventures, okay? The adventure could be anything. It could be whatever big trip you all decide to take. It could be something as simple as going to the park and what you all saw that day. It could be about the movies that you went to see. It could be about when you went to Six Flags or Disney World, anything. It could be their trip to grandma's house because maybe something funny happened when they were over there. Use those experiences to have the kids write and journal. Encourage them to be very descriptive, using words to help to set the scene. Make sure they know that they need to explain who, what, when, where, why. They need to describe the color. If they describe a food, then by their description, I should be able to tell what it tastes like. I should know what it smells like. I should know what it looks like. So you want to encourage that writing to help creativity, and it's just going to help their writing skills. So go ahead and get a summer journal. And let's see, do I have anything else in my notes that I want to write out? Oh, here's one. This is one that I am personally doing. Okay, so say for instance, if you have an older child and you needed a tutor for your younger kids because you either wanted to lift their grades up or you wanted a tutor just so you could say, we just want to make sure we are staying on top of our game. Utilize the older sibling to tutor the younger siblings. Hey, right? So in my situation, I'm going to be honest, I'm paying the older sibling. That's their job. So now they have a summer job. Their summer job is to tutor the younger kids. I know by looking at their diagnostic reports and things like that, what areas I want them to build on. So older sibling is sitting down every day with them for an hour. They get paid to tutor them. And I'm telling them what my expectations are. I have the book. What I bought was a GMAS book. I'm going to link it, but they have them on Amazon. So I bought a GMAS book that they have for the grades 3, 4, 5th, 6th, and 7th. And my older child is using that book to teach the younger siblings. Now, you do want to make sure they understand the subject that they're teaching, okay? But it's a great way to even just reinforce the skills in the older one, just to keep them doing something positive and great. And it's a great bonding moment for sibling time. But I'm also having an in-house tutor for my kids. How better does that get? All right. I know it's summer break, like I said, but we're not going to lose any learning. So please, please, please use some of those tips. If you have any additional tips, share them in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe. We're building this community of hype educators. Sorry I've been gone for so long, but you'll see why pretty soon. All right, guys, until next time, stay hype, stay blessed, enjoy your summer break. Bye.